Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at a P Bandai figure, and one that's probably going to be pretty familiar. This is the MS-14Fs Gelgoog Marine Cima House custom model, Lili Marleen launch type version anime. So this is a re-release of Cima's Gelgoog Marine, and apparently Bandai heard our complaints in regards to the coloring of Cima's Gelgoog, and how the figure was alright, but the coloring was way off. And so now that's been re-released and it looks much better in the pictures, but of course we have to see it in person. And they gave us a giant new accessory, which is why it has such a massive box, and that is part of the launching bay for the Lili Marleen, which was the Zanzibar class that Cima rode around in 0083. So let's open this thing up and take a look. So normally I would have the product box behind the figure here, but due to the size of the box and the three-tiered clamshell we have here, I couldn't fit both in the frame without zooming way out, and I don't really want to do that. So we just have the figure here, which is, of course, the most important part. So this is Cima's Gelgoog repainted. So you can see this kind of tan brown color is much darker this time around, as is the purple. And then they added some markings. So we have the Xeon symbol. We have markings on the chest in 3 different places, on the shoulders, on the arms, a couple different spots on the waist, as well as these lines that go all the way around on the legs and the feet. So we have all that, plus we have coloring on the insides of the legs here where it's red, which was not present on the original figure. I think that's everything on the side of the arm here. I think that was everything I saw that was different. So let's go ahead, and there is some slight assembly with this figure. We need to put the antenna on. So just like the original, the head, the top of the head can be removed, and then you'll just very carefully place the antenna on there, like so. Then we have these fuel canisters that go on the upper portion of the backpack, because apparently Cima needs more fuel than your standard Gelgoog Marine pilot. And we got those on there, which are very loose. You saw that one just like completely droop. I don't know what that's about. And then we have these here. So these are the larger fuel canisters, and these will go down here. You want the angled portion back here facing upward, so they'll look like that. And then lastly here we have the antenna for the back, and so this piece will actually just go straight in to the backpack like so. And there we have Cima's Gelgoog. This looks way better than the original figure, and of course we'll take a look at both, as well as the standard Gelgoog Marine. But I think this is definitely an improvement. So I won't go into articulation or any of that stuff, just because you can check out the original review, so we'll keep this one short and sweet. But yeah, I think this looks a lot better. So let's take a look at what this one comes with. Alright, so the accessories are pretty much the same this time around, aside from one giant difference, which we'll get to in a little bit. But for hands, we have the hand rack, of course, 2 different sets of opposing hands, 2 different sets of gun hands, one with angled wrists, and then your beam saber hands. So that's quite nice there. We have 2 beam sabers, which are tucked away here, and they have their blades as well, which look quite nice. Very, very colorful, purple sabers, and then the blades. Cima's beam saber storage is over here. It's not the easiest thing to remove, but these are actually the beam sabers where they're typically stored, right there in the waist, which are, it's a nice little edition, and then here we have the other one, so of course you get 2. We also have the big old beam machine gun that she uses in the show. Just like the original, it's not really all that functional. You have the charging handle, the coolant tank, the bipod, none of which moves or functions or can be removed. It just has a movable handle. It is darker this time around in color, and it has a little random marking on it, but otherwise is identical. And the shield here, probably the best accessory change. It has the ball jointed attachment piece there. That's the inside of the shield. Outside looks a lot better using the new colors, and it has this Xeon symbol on there, which is really nice looking. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this clamshell, and we're going to take a look at the Lili Marleen parts. So I'm going to take everything out here. We're going to assemble it real quick and actually see what this thing looks like. Luckily it's only in 3 pieces, which is pretty cool. So you have the base. So this is the base of it. It has the moving launch. You can also remove this piece for a stand piece, which is really nice, and it only fits one way in there. There we go. So that's pretty cool. This is the side of it, which just plugs right in. You also have this handle piece which moves back and forth, and the handle itself is here, and it just plugs right in. So very, very simple accessory here, and looks quite nice. It's not super heavy in weight. Obviously there is some weight to it, but it's not crazy heavy. We have the observation deck right there, so looks really cool. I'll show this with the Gelgoog attached. I'm going to put it to the side here. We're going to go back to the clamshell with all the effect parts and look at that last here. So as mentioned earlier, we have the replacement head antenna and back antenna. We have a slashing beam saber effect. We have 2 different flaring effects for the could be for the rifle or the beam saber. We can test it out here, so you can use it for the rifle. You get 2 of these, and we have the actual rifle firing effect. So this one's truly for the beam rifle, which looks pretty cool. And we have 4 large thruster effects, and I believe they all have, yeah, they all have angled pegs on them. So you have all 4 of these, so pretty cool. So here's the Lili Marleen launch all set up. It's really, really nice looking, especially with Cima's new Gelgoog on it. It works really well. Just about any figure can utilize it as long as it fits. I like that it can use a stand piece, so you can kind of have like a more of a space launch where it looks like the mobile suit is floating. There's a lot you can do with it, which is really cool. But let's take a comparison look with the Gelgoog Marines here. So we're going to go ahead and do a comparison with the Gelgoog Marine commander types. As I said before, the molds are exactly the same. The only difference is the coloring as well as the new markings. So you can see the old figure here is quite plain looking, and the new one looks a heck of a lot better. So you can see underneath the legs there, looks a bit better. On the back here, I kind of wish they would have painted more of the thrusters. So all of these have been generally left unpainted. The backpacks are again identical aside from the colors. Shoulders identical. So it's not a lot of changes. I mean, aside from completely rechanging the backpack. It's not a ton of changes, it's just they made it look nicer. But the only thing I don't quite like is when you compare it to the regular Gelgoog Marine, this one stands out quite a bit with all the markings and things. I mean, it is Cima's Gelgoog, so you can make that argument, I guess, but it does make pretty much every other 0083 figure look inferior in terms of markings and things, because I think off the top of my head this is the only one that actually has all these markings all over it in the 0083 line. So now that you've seen everything in this set, you get this whole thing for a decent price, which is unusual in these times for robot spirits. I got this for $77.37, which is not much more expensive than a normal figure. And you get this massive Lili Marleen launch accessory, plus a better painted Gelgoog Marine commander type with markings and all the original accessories that it came with in the previous release. So if you missed the P-Bandai release for the original, this one is a great alternative. Definitely something worth picking up. These are really loose on my figure. They'll just droop if they're touched even slightly. But other than that, I think that's just my figure. So let me know in the comments if you ended up picking this up, if you upgraded your original Cima's Gelgoog figure, or if this one's completely new to you. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for all the support, and I got some more reviews coming through, so keep an eye out for those. I will see y'all next time.